Oh my goodness, good morning, scorekeepers. It is time for another episode of your favorite podcast, The Score. This is where we look at arts and culture through our Black queer lenses. As always, I am your co host, Rocky Jones, and I apologize if I sound crazy today, if my voice is a little bit off. It is my lovely husband's birthday, and we were up a bit late last night. And we're recording this on a Sunday morning, which is not usually what we do.
Mhm.
No.
We're usually in church at this time. But of course, that lovely laughter you hear is my wonderful co host, Paige Reynolds. Hello, Paige, how are you?
I am well, quite tired, lazy, still in my
Mm-hmm.
pajamas.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but happy to be here and shoot the shit with y'all know.
Oh, good. Good. We're happy that you are here. And of course, what would we do without the excellent, lovely Dr. Lee Bynum? Hello, Dr. Lee Bynum. How are you?
Good morning, Lesotho.
Hello, Lesotho.
Okay, hey.
I had a dream last night about being back in Southern Africa once again, which just has a little bit of Lesotho on my brain. And I feel like I want to shout out some of my old friends from South Africa who I haven't seen in a while, Bueller and Nonku and Nambuso and Lindiwe, Ayanda, Vanessa, and the brilliant and talented Kathy Erasmus. I miss all of you. Wish I were somewhere not here right now because there's been some
hmm
tomfoolery all around us. But to answer your question, Rocky, y'all would be fine without me. And you may soon get to figure out what being fine without me means because I don't know how much longer I'm sticking on this earth. Getting tired of this shit.
Oh, dear. Well, I hope that means that, well,
Getting on one of
A,
those Elon rockets and
yeah, A,
headed to
that
one of these other planets
that
somewhere.
you'll think about taking us with you.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Uh,
You
I
know,
mean, it's still a free country
if
for now, so.
if you, get your golden ticket, maybe cut it into three slices.
We'll get one of those trench coats and stand on each other's shoulders and walk in as if we are just
hmm
one
Yeah,
very,
there
very
you
tall. There you
go.
go.
Classic. Works every time.
So, what has got you so down in the dumps? Is it some of the more recent news?
I don't even know if it has me down in the dumps. It just has me feeling like I need another shower.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't quite know how we got to this point in 2025 where we are openly discussing whether or not the President of the United States is a pedophile, and there is an elaborate cover up that spans the various branches of our government. There are three, I know all three. And all three of them seem like they are in on a thing, and it's a lot.
It's a lot.
And because I do read and watch the news and listen to podcasts as a part of my professional function, it's just a lot to carry that this is what we're doing. We're not yet trying to fix the fact that people were out of work for 2 months or that a huge chunk, more than 10% of the country has had their food benefits cut off. Millions of people are losing their health care. No, instead, we have to talk through these articles about whether or not the 45th/47th president of the United States was engaging in fellatio on the 42nd president. Like that is literally what the media has to turn its attention to. And I don't like it. That's why I'm moving to Mars.
Mm-hmm.
hmm hmm
Mm-hmm.
So I've been like I said, I've been seeing the memes, the jokes. How did this that last bit of information, how did that get revealed? How'd that get put out there?
So
I, yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein and his brother were exchanging emails, and those were in the
Mm,
tranche of emails that were released by the Dems this week. And one
mm,
of them was literally about, um, and it didn't, we all have siblings. We know that there's banter you have with siblings, there's shorthand, there are
mm,
conversations that are
Mm-hmm.
sometimes in play for 25, 30 years. So you don't have to give each other a ton of context. You can kind of just launch into a conversation. And they really did just launch into a conversation that was basically, do you think Putin has those pictures of Trump giving head to Clinton? And yeah, yeah, uh-huh. And A, I'm curious about the answer myself. B, is that what all this is about? Because it's clearly been about something for the past 10 years, and all anybody's ever talked about was what does Putin have on Trump? And I wasn't guessing it was this.
No, no,
But
no, no.
because my brain is functioning really, 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 really sharply this morning, I can remember about 10 years ago when I was still on Twitter and Trump's first or second presidential campaign was underway. And he was saying, he tweeted something to the effect of, if Hillary can't satisfy her husband, why do you think
Mm-hmm.
he can satisfy the nation? She can satisfy the nation. And now I'm like, oh,
whoa.
Trump's a petty Betty who was
Oh,
out here
Mm-hmm.
talking about something other than what we thought he was talking about this
Uh,
whole
the
time.
side piece.
This, uh-huh,
Mm-hmm.
uh-huh. I didn't know he was that girl, but then it explains why he's so comfortable playing in my NEA grants right now, because he's just that
mhm.
kind of petty, right? So yeah, this is where we are. This is what we're doing. I am for the first time all year glad that I do not exist under the eyes of the law, because I don't want any parts of this. This is messy, it's
Mhm.
trifling, it's sophomoric. I don't know a lot of 80-year-old love triangles. Like, I don't know what this is, but y'all need to do something.
I, I don't. I intentionally avoid messy gay white man drama in my personal life. I certainly do not want it being the source of nuclear weapons,
Mhm,
education departments being
mhm,
defunded,
mhm,
tariffs and genocides,
mhm,
and war on Venezuela, and U.S. top secret intelligence
mhm.
being casually left in Trump's bathroom. This it makes no sense, and actually all the sense
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that this is
right,
messy gay white man drama.
right, right. All of this because he's mad that oh boy didn't leave his wife. But they never leave their wife for you. Like, that is not how this works.
No.
So we have no business being in all of these wars.
Why are we in
Have
it?
But
Why are
why are
we in
we
it?
in it? Why
Why
is
Why
why
this
are
are
we
we
any
in
of
in
our
it?
it?
business?
Right, right, right.
And it's so crazy to me how all of it's so expansive. It's so huge
Mm-hmm,
and so all over the map. Like, we're talking about young women, we're talking about old gay men, we're
mm-hmm,
talking about just debauchery, we're just talking about, you know, just craziness, just insanity, just this voracious, gluttonous, hedonistic, like, free for all that is sort of undergirding all of these horrible, horrible things that have been happening to us and our society for decades.
yeah.
And it's just amazing, just sort of the breadth, just sort of the scope of it all. And of course, it would have to be this huge to, you know, just the scale of just the fuckery that we have been dealing with for so long. Like it's shocking and yet not at the same time. And I'm just sort of like wondering like how what has to happen to you? What kind of person
Yeah.
do you have to be to even get there? To even get to that place where you are letting Donald Trump do that to you? Do you know what I mean?
No, I mean,
I can't
I
even
can't.
pretend to know why we are all suffering
And we're all
because
suffering
of
because
some
of it.
stuff that a bunch of vile billionaires did in a sex dungeon on a private island or something,
mhm,
like in 1996. I
right.
Like that's why people can't eat. That's why
I mean,
people are losing their health care.
it's incredible. And the question that I have brought to this show more than once that I will posit again, how are y'all not tired yet? Like I am absolutely exhausted by all of this. And even if, we were talking about a different kind of president who is my person, right? Like
Hmm.
somebody who I was so aligned with politically, I had some level of personal affinity relative to this person, I would feel like all of the rest of this is just way too much. I don't need this in my personal life. I don't need this in my political life. This person needs to go, and we can continue on those policy lines with a different person who isn't creating all this confusion. I would honestly 100% feel that way because I mean, I would feel if they were a person in my family, right?
Hmm.
I just don't understand how over a political figure who doesn't know you, that you do not know personally, how are you still in a place where you're like, no, I'm going to still support this in spite of all of the everything else? I can't imagine a tax break big enough for me to feel like I'm supposed to be looking the other direction or supposed to be okay with all of these potential international conflicts happening around the world. Even if I were a super shitty person, was like, I don't care about people going hungry, losing their homes, losing their jobs, not having health care, I probably would still care about like nuclear war and would want to feel like, okay, the person in the White House isn't going to get us all blown off the map. Like I don't I guess I'm incapable of understanding the mindset of billionaires and aspirational billionaires. Like, I guess I just don't get it. I really don't.
and the massive amounts of people that it's probably taken to cover this up over the years. Like
Oh
none
my
of them are
God.
tired.
Oh my God. Right? I mean, it just,
It got to be like either like buku money keeping them quiet or like threats on their life. Maybe both.
Maybe both.
Probably both. Knowing how these people move, probably both. Probably both.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually very scary when you think about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're at the point of like other countries like just also openly like being like, well, y'all can't say shit because you elected a pedophile. Like
Absolutely.
you want to talk about us? Like
Exactly.
that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Yep.
Oh gosh. You've actually now that I'm really sort of like thinking about it beyond sort of some of the jokes and the memes and just sort of how huge this whole thing must have been, I'm kind of stunned into silence, I have to say.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Stunned and disappointed now. I mean,
I mean, sure, but I guess I just again, I think I come back like I'm sort of stunned at sort of the size of it all, but I'm not really stunned at. you know, what it is, right? We knew that this
Mhm.
person was a terrible person. We knew that he was a criminal, convicted felon, found liable in a court of law by, a jury of his peers for, sexually assaulting a woman in a department store. Like we know this about this person. And we know that there is an entire apparatus set up to uh, protect him. Um, but we know what kind of people these are. It's just the number of people who are still going to sit there and support and defend this person. Like, we can't just finally just be done with this. And even if he moves out of the way, we're still going to have the JD Vance and Peter Thiel and
Mhm.
all of that insanity to deal with. And I'm just like, how do we get okay, now I want to go to Mars too. Now I want to go to Mars too. Because this is just such a mess.
I mean, this is I don't know. I
I don't know
to
what
me
you
like there
do.
it actually is really surprising to me the scale of it,
Mm-hmm.
that there haven't been more leaks
Mm-hmm.
or more, if not a crisis of conscience, like more people who are popping up being like, I need more money to stay silent. Like I really wonder about the contours of it because it feels like it goes so deep, and not to be all like conspiracy theorist. On the one hand, because it feels like there could be a lot of very powerful men implicated across the political spectrum, across different sectors and functions. It also makes sense about how the operation could be sophisticated enough to keep certain things from coming to the fore, right? But on the other hand, that idea of, the only way, what is the quote? The only way two people can keep a secret is if one of them is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Like you also kind of have to wonder why have we been hearing bits and pieces, dribs and drabs about this for years and just never been able to put it all together? Like something about this is also just I don't know. Like it's sort of shattering of a certain kind of reality that has existed publicly for a really long time. And to think that, maybe our two major parties actually can collaborate and work together if it's on protecting themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That to me may be the piece that I'm having the hardest time accepting. But, you know, I don't know. The days and nights are a little bit longer on Uranus. So maybe that's the planet I need to go to give myself a little bit more time to think about what's actually happening here on Earth. It's been a week. It's been a long, stupid week over here.
Oh, and there's a Uranus petty gay man joke in there, but I haven't had enough coffee to get at it this morning. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess we'll just have to see how this all plays out. But
Oh, oh, yeah.
I would much rather we sort of, I mean, of course it's very important to dismantle all of this and to sort of understand sort of all of the underlying issues and who did what and where and when and all of that stuff, but like also like people's healthcare premiums are quadrupling and
Hmm.
people need to get their SNAP benefits back and all of this business, and I'm just like, can we focus on that? There are like some actual like there's some actual problems. And we can't talk about those things anymore, I
No,
guess.
no, we're not really doing that right now.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Well, at least we know why, right?
At least we know why. At
Yeah.
least we know why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's life affirming.
I thought so.
Well, the sun is shining, the birds are chirping,
The world keeps
the
turning.
world keeps turning.
Doesn't it?
And Paige, I have to turn my attention to you because I, on Thursday, actually left my house
You
and went to
did.
the other
Congrats.
side
Proud of
of the
you.
universe to the Pillsbury House and Theater to enjoy all three of the Naked Stages fellows. I saw all
Mhm.
of the performances and they were all wonderful, but I do have to uh, shout out you in particular because I truly thought that House of Masks was so beautiful. It was such a vibe. I was telling you after the show, you created a space that was so warm and so welcoming and so full of love. I
Oh,
really did feel like I was transported to
yeah.
like a porch in the summertime, and the lighting was gorgeous, and just the set, the way that you put everything together, your performance, um, it was all just it was beautiful, really, and really touching. And the way Eric and I, because I went with our friend of the show, Eric, um, and we were in the car afterwards, and just also the way that, at the beginning of the show, you had us repeat three times, this is a black, queer, and trans space. Like that you are
Period.
taking that space, you are claiming that space. And if anyone has a problem with it, no hard feelings, you can leave now.
I literally say that, folks. I'm
Yes.
like, I'll give you a moment to step on out. If you decide this is not for you.
But it was so powerful, and so just now that was life affirming,
Yes.
um, and so I just want to thank you for that experience and for creating and curating that space for all of us. And anyone who is in the Twin Cities area and would like to check it out, I highly recommend it. Highly, highly, highly recommend it. So
Yes.
you should be really proud of yourself.
Thank you. Thank
Mhm.
you so so much. I
Yay.
am quite proud. It like I don't know, it hasn't all like sunk in yet, and I will probably burst into tears when it does. But yeah, people have just been receiving it so warmly, and yeah, I people keep reflecting back to me that it's just like the energy of the space is feels beautiful and warm and inviting. Some folks came through yesterday to uh make masks and like look at the altars that are part of the installation more closely, and like I don't know, I was like touched by like even like how long people stayed. They were just like, no, I'm vibing, like I'm having a great time, like this is and people were like, I'll actually be back later in the week, like just to kick it in. So that means a whole lot. And also the things I've heard from uh artists who are like well established in our community, whose work I admire, um telling me that they appreciate what I'm doing, that they loved it, that like that means a whole lot to me, especially who are like older black women. Like that's one once the older black woman tells me that my work is good, you can't tell me
Mhm.
shit after that. That goes for anything. I've
Mhm.
I've arrived. It doesn't. So black women and other black trans folks who are seeing it and enjoying it, that matters a lot. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm so excited to see how the rest of the run goes, and the installation will continue to transform
Mm-hmm.
and shift, and as people visit and other people, put their hands on it and maybe contribute things to the altar space, all of that. So I'm very, very proud.
Oh,
I'm like, oh my
good.
God, I made it here. I made it. I did it. I made a show.
Yes.
You sure did. You sure did.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for coming out to support, Rocky.
Of course, of course. I wouldn't have missed it for the world.
Aw.
I know how hard you've been working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Um, our good friend of the show, Janata, used she has just been wonderful throughout this process of just like encouraging me and like reminding me of, like, as an artist, all the things that are needed to like take care of ourselves in a process like this. Like, are you eating? Are you moving your body? Are you like doing the like things you need to do to stay well? But she described the process as emotionally athletic.
Yeah.
And that is so accurate. That is so accurate, and the program is called Naked Stages for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
bearing a little piece of your soul, as the main, writer, producer, designer of all the things. So
Mm-hmm.
it really does like come from me, from us, and that's been one of the like beautiful and hardest things about it, to just like affirm myself and be like, nope, this really does come from me. Nobody's gonna tell me how to put together this show. Yeah.
And that was one of the things that struck me about all three of the pieces, um, in the showcase.
Mm-hmm.
That, it really was coming from all of the performers, like from your hearts, from your souls, and the stories that you're telling and the performances that you're giving. So vulnerable, so open. I mean, in, one particular case, like literally naked. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
naked stage.
Yep.
Yes, yes. No, we walked in and the person who is checking us in, taking the tickets, were like, just to warn you, there's going to be some nudity and some coarse language and some flashing lights. And I literally said, oh, all my favorite things. And it's just it's not often, I feel like, anymore, that you really are getting to have a live experience, um that's that open and that vulnerable. um
Mm-hmm.
and so and it just felt so all just so immediate and so vital. um all of the pieces, but especially yours. You're not naked. This is one of the other people. But like emotionally naked, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Well, for one of the activations, I'm not gonna be naked, but I'm
Oh,
I ain't gonna be wearing a whole lot.
okay.
Hey.
I see.
There's gonna be, a little fishnet number involved.
Okay, well, you better work.
Yep. Yep. Of course now, okay. Of course that's the show that my mama and my little sister said they come into. Because the universe has jokes, you know.
Hmm. Hmm.
Very
Hmm.
funny. Very funny. Yep, 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 yep,
Well,
yep.
they gotta learn at some point.
That's what other people have said. And I'm like, but like this? Did they have okay. Okay. Yep.
The holidays will be interesting, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll have a story to tell.
I'm kind of caught between, do I warn them or do I just say nothing? Let them be surprised.
Ooh,
Go up after the show and be like, so what you think?
I don't know. I I mean,
right?
I think either way could be kind of fun.
Fun. Yeah, fun.
Do you want the lecture before or after?
Thing is, I don't think I'll receive a lecture. I feel like they low key know who I am.
I mean,
They
I
know
would
who
hope
they
so.
I mean, I would think.
they know. They know. Act like Yeah. Mhm.
Well, I am super proud of you, and I loved House of Mask, and I really encourage everyone to go out and check it out. And it's still running this week through Sunday, so link to tickets are down in the show notes, and I highly recommend everyone go and check it out. Highly, highly, highly recommend.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Folks have
Yay.
asked me if I would tour it, if I would
Oh.
take it to or if I would consider doing it in another place. And I'm like, hell yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Especially for those of us who are not coming back to Minnesota.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just gonna drop that little nugget. If you I don't know, have a space or maybe work at a university or maybe you work at an art center or something like that, and you got a little cash to throw your boys away to come on over. Let's talk.
All right, you heard it, people. Let's get this show on the road, literally.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Uh, the Score Podcast 2.0 at gmail.com. Get at us.
Mhm.
But we will be right back with the rest of our show. And we are back. So a few weeks ago, or I'm not sure exactly when it was, but I guess at some point in recent history, the Grammy nominations for 2026 came out. And well, first and foremost, I guess that lady with the long back, I was expecting Miss Swift. We
Oh.
Oh my God.
stole that one from the Bodega Boys. I was expecting to see her all over the place, but I guess that album was released after the eligibility window, so I guess perhaps
Interesting.
Mm.
I'm guessing that was the case. So, I suppose that was nice to get a respite from that. But yeah, I don't know. I guess this year's slate of nominees, I mean, shout out to all of our sort of friends and colleagues in the industry who were nominated, and of course all the black people that we are all rooting for. Um,
Mhm, mhm.
but I don't know. I guess a lot of these nominations, I'm sort of sitting here and I'm just sort of I'm perplexed, underwhelmed, whelmed.
Mm.
I don't know. How do you all feel about it?
Um, Different than I'm neither perplexed nor underwhelmed. I actually was kind of into this year's nominees,
Okay.
partially because it wasn't the usual suspects in quite the same way.
Mm-hmm.
No shade to some of the people whom I love, who I feel like get nominated every year. It was actually kind of nice to feel like there's a new crop of people getting some attention. So that was a thing that I liked. As a person who doesn't listen to a ton of pop music, it was a very pleasant surprise to be as familiar as I am with a lot of the nominations that were on here. That was pretty exciting for me. I like seeing that there was a what I felt like was some really solid representation of Black women, Black queer people.
Hmm.
That is always a joy for me. And then like on the personal, there were some folks that like are at least tangentially affiliated with the show. Curtis Stewart got his
Hmm.
seventh nomination, and that was a very, very exciting thing for me. Absolutely rooting for him. Sydney Outlaw, who I don't know particularly well, but we had some delightful overlap while I was at Minnesota Opera. It was just
Yes.
really nice to see his name. He certainly is a very good singer, and he seems like a really kind person.
Very
So
kind
stuff like
person.
that.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm super into those bits of recognition, despite maybe my personal level of enjoyment that I did or did not have at the revival of Gypsy. I was happy to see Audra Ann and the rest of the cast nominated for that. So like those little pieces for me were like, okay, like there were people paying attention, actually putting in some work, being really thoughtful about who gets a nomination. Um, so yeah, I was kind of okay with that. And maybe it is easier that most of my favorites aren't nominated this year, so I can actually
Hmm.
just kind of go into it without any expectations. I'm not anticipating, because I'm not going to watch it, but I'm not
Hmm.
anticipating waking up the next morning, reading through the list and being like, I can't believe how y'all did Beyonce this year. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm actually really glad that that's not going to be my story. Um, so yeah, and I'm anticipating already being angry about the Oscars, so I can
Hmm.
put more of my attention into preemptively being mad.
I guess perhaps that is sort of what is fueling a bit of my kind of um feeling of, I don't know, maybe indifference. Um, like, I mean, again, shout out to all of those people, all of our friends and folks who were, but I don't know, I guess part of the Grammys experience over the last few years has been some anger. And I just don't have that this time around. We gave Beyonce her things last year, so finally.
Mhm.
Um, and so now it's just like, oh, I'm gonna like sit there and watch like Justin Bieber and Sabrina Carpenter and have to listen to Apata for the 10,000th time.
I actually really like that song.
Do you
I
really?
really, really, really like it. But I'm super into K-pop as a general kind of a K-pop is the closest reference to 90s R&B that I feel like currently exists. And for that reason, I have a huge appreciation for a lot of it. Also, a good, catchy pop song has never, I mean, I was born in the early 80s. Like, I don't have anything against an earworm. So I'm okay with that. And from the standpoint of representation, um, Rose and Bruno Mars give us a little bit of. There are talented pop musicians who are not 20-year-old white people who exist that I'm okay with there being this particular bit of acknowledgement. And if I were lip syncing for my life and that were the number, you'd be packing your shit because I would wear you out on that. And I just want everybody to know that.
I feel like looking at this list, I am realizing how out of touch I have been with
Mm,
whatever mainstream like pop. I think pop especially what is going on. I don't know what is going on.
What
I'm
is
like
going
what
on?
is
Fair
going on?
question.
I
most
mean, and I think
most of
that's the
these I have not
question, yeah.
heard. Most of these I have not heard, but I also think maybe that's a thing of me like getting older and knowing what I
Hmm.
like and
That's
like
exactly what that is.
and also being I'm like I've been listening to a lot of house music this year, I guess. I've been listening to a lot of Cuban rumba and a lot of
Ooh, hey.
right? Right? I've been listening to a lot of Fela Kuti and
Let me find out.
yeah, that's what I've been listening to. So some of these I have not, many of these I have not really heard like that. Even like the song of the year songs, I'm just like, I know like three of these, maybe. Yeah, yeah. But I've heard more of the album of the year
Mhm.
nominees. I listened to Chromacopia.
Mhm.
Um I didn't listen to Leon Thomas's whole album, but it's on my list because I like him. And
Yeah,
as Whitney said, I listen to singers, people who
yeah.
can sing,
Mhm.
and that
It's
little
a
boy can
damn
sing.
good album. It's a really good
Really, I
album.
I can tell. I
Yeah.
can tell. And of course, GNX by Kendrick Lamar
Mhm.
has
Mhm.
never left the rotation since it came
Ever,
out.
ever.
Oh my God. Let God Sort Him Out, Clips,
Hmm.
Pusha T, Malice. Yes, that was also very good. I didn't know we were still listening to Justin Bieber in
I
2025,
didn't
but
either,
apparently
child.
so. And Bad Bunny, that little boy Benito, I like him.
I do too.
I
I
like
do too.
him. You
I do
know,
too. I'm
I like him. I listened to his album. It was good. I didn't know what was being said, but I enjoyed every second of it.
I'm glad you brought up the clips because I've been a very long time fan of them. I
Yeah.
typically like to support Virginia-based musicians,
Yes,
and I've
Virginia represent.
really, yeah, and I've really been into them since God willing. And
Mhm.
I'm excited to see that at their age, and this is no shade, but I love the idea of these musicians who are in their 50s actually getting the due that they should have been able to get for quite a long time. And
Mhm.
I don't know, I'm just here for it. Like I really like that for them. And I like that they haven't, because I feel like hip hop is one of those things that has an expiration date on it. Like there's only so long you can rap about certain kind of lifestyle choices.
Mhm.
And I like that they have managed to defy that and continue and are saying things that I feel like are at least somewhat relevant to my experience, enough that I can still listen to it. So not mad at that at all.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're just so like respected like amongst their peers and their genre, among
Hmm.
anybody who's a fan of
Hmm.
rap or hip hop.
Hmm.
Like it definitely feels overdue.
Yeah.
But
I
also
I
maybe they're at a point where they can like produce like such a solid album, with just their combined musicianship, like you said, the content, apps. Is he still rapping about pushing drugs? Absolutely. He's Pusha
right.
T. Never gonna stop doing that. But he's also talking about like taking care of the kids now as
Right.
well, and like
Exactly.
being too old for some of the foolishness
Right. Some of
and
it.
wishing
Yes.
his peers would evolve. Yeah.
To me, they're having like their Patti LaBelle moment where I feel
Mm.
like they may be your favorite rapper's favorite rapper,
Mhm.
right? Which kind of
Mm.
means that they're not necessarily the ones who are going to rise to the mainstream. And I think
Yes.
about Patti LaBelle because I had somebody, a person who I like and I think is an excellent musician, offer a little bit of Patti LaBelle slander in a conversation a few days ago.
Really?
And oh yeah, and I had to, make the intervention. You're not a person who listens to a lot of R&B, so I'm going to have to shut this down like in its entirety because I know that you don't know what you're saying. So I'm going to give you the opportunity not to say anything else about it. Because the thing is, I feel like for me, what communicates is if it's a musician I really like, who is their favorite musician? How do I get into that? Because to me, that a lot of times would be something that is going to speak to me on just as profound a level. And every singer I like cites Patti LaBelle as being their favorite singer. And I think there's a reason for that. And for some of these people who exist in those kinds of spaces, they're never going to be as big because they didn't make it their business to like appeal to the masses in quite the same way. But I am invested in that, right? So very, very happy for all of that. Happy to see that. Loved seeing Black musicians getting their due, whatever that means for them. So I was happier than usual with these Grammys. I'm sure we're going to get into February and it's going to be a bunch of bullshit, and we'll have a whole show that'll write itself by the time these wins don't come down the pike. But
Mhm.
in the meantime, I am going to feel good about what I'm seeing and encourage the Tony voters, Jesus. Yeah, I'm actually going to talk to the Tony voters too, because y'all are probably going to be on some bullshit in a couple months. See these shows, listen to this music, give it real thought, and then vote accordingly, right? Like, but actually give it thought and see and listen to the things before you vote. I've had too many conversations with people
Mhm.
who I know who are voters who are like, I haven't seen anything this season. I haven't really been listening. I'm just going to pick the ball. Don't do that. Like, listen to it, listen to this music, think about it, feel it, and then make your choices. And if you're doing anything else, you're
Mhm.
delinquent. So don't.
Well,
Well, there you go.
mm,
I'm glad somebody actually said that. Thank you, Lee.
mm-hmm.
PSA.
Yeah. It's also just nice to see, like, as I scroll down the list, Black people a part of just about almost every category
Hmm.
that I see, you know.
Hmm.
Um, even down to, the country and roots and like all of that, as we should be, as we should
Yes.
Yes.
be, should have always been.
Hmm.
Um, I do want like somebody to explain to me the difference between the traditional R&B and what is it? Not experimental R&B. What are they calling it?
Contemporary?
Progressive. That it's
Progressive.
progressive
Progressive, yeah.
R&B. Because there's some people in here that I would think would be in the traditional. I'm like, why was that distinction made? I wonder what it has looked like in previous years. Maybe it's been more apparent in previous years, that distinction, but it's interesting because I would think like Duran Bernard's album Bloom,
Right.
also loved that. Um, like that's one that I honestly would think would be in traditional, but maybe not.
But you know how these things work, though. They're going to submit in the category where they think they're going to stand the best chance.
Hmm.
And I think those
Ah,
kinds
okay.
of blurred lines
Okay.
sometimes are, are a little bit, I don't even want to say somebody's gaming the system because I don't think that's a fair way to put it. And if I had an album out, I'd say put it in the category where I think I'm going to, have the most to show for it. But yeah, I think some of those over the years, like you'll read it and you're like, what does quote unquote alternative R&B mean? And
Hmm.
why is this particular person in it? And then the answer is because I'm trying to win, bitch. And that's just kind of where you are. So
Also, shout out to there being at least one female rapper in the best rap album category. Glorilla, Glorious.
I enjoyed that album.
Yeah, yeah. I like her a
Yeah.
lot. Um,
Sing.
yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That was good. Okay, she's not on the Grammy list, but shout out to Mona Leo. She is another Black woman rapper who released a really good recent album
Mm.
Let me
called
write
Who
this
Did the
down.
Body?
Hmm,
Um,
hmm.
because she is studying to be a mortician.
Mm.
Yes, and she's talking a lot
Who
about
did the
death
body? Okay,
in the
okay.
album. Yes, exactly.
That's the blackest thing I've heard all day. Okay.
Album title alone, already loved it. But she is someone to look out for, who I think in the future we will see on these Grammy nominee lists. There were some songs on that album that could have been on the list this year, but they are contenders right up here with some of these songs that are nominated. So anyway, off topic, but look out for her. Yeah.
I also want to say I've been listening to a lot of Lettucey recently,
Hmm.
and
Mm.
I tend to listen to as much of her as I possibly can. So I was excited to see her name a couple of times. Doechii, I mentioned before we were recording, was really have been really into all of her EPs recently. In a different lifetime, I used to know Bilal, and it's very nice to see him here. I feel like he's a singer who's never, ever, ever gotten the due. And maybe now that we are mourning D'Angelo still, who I feel like in some ways is a direct lineage there. Maybe we can
Mhm.
make sure that he gets his flowers while he can. And also Coco Jones, like
Mm-hmm.
just
Yeah.
a human whom I enjoy getting to see in various places. Few people are as photogenic as she is, and her music is also good. Just some happy stuff in here. So,
Well, now you're helping me change my attitude. You're helping me make my frown upside down.
oh, good, because if you're not listening to Samara Joy, if you're not still listening to Anthony Hamilton, like there was definitely some stuff on here that I was like, this speaks to my iTunes and how
Mm-hmm.
I can grow it in this exact moment. Lots of stuff I really enjoyed listening to. And it was kind of good to feel like there was some good representation across the musical genres. Oh, which also reminds me, the Broadway cast recording of Death Becomes Her
Mm-hmm.
is I am absolutely rooting for it because I think Tanitria Michelle
Mhm.
deserves
Mm.
another Grammy. And she was my favorite thing about that show, far and away. No shade to any other part of the show, it was all lovely. But, Michelle was in it and singing whole songs, not just the bridge. I was like, oh, look at that. Didn't even know that was the thing she did. So,
Well, I kind of want to go back to something that you said earlier, Paige, about are we still listening to Justin Bieber in 2025? Just in terms of we're talking about all of these wonderful, amazing, incredible Black artists who have been
It was a
nominated
real
for these
question. I did
awards,
not
and
know. It's 2025 and he's still releasing an album called Swag. I
yeah, wow.
I
so I
just
just I just feel like, along with sort of that video that you sent us last week of that young white man singing D'Angelo, and then
ooh.
Oh,
the boy singing Keith
Mm-mm-mm.
Sweat on
oh,
the cruise
Jesus.
ship. What is going on? Why, what are we rewarding here? What's happening? And why? And who?
Yeah,
And where?
speak
And
on it.
when?
Speak on
And
it.
it's upsetting. Now, I have not heard Swag. Perhaps it's wonderful. I'm sure there are people who like it very much, and that is why it is has been nominated for but just historically Justin Bieber has not been uh to my taste, I suppose, his music, and I find it a bit appropriative, and maybe I'll just leave it at that because I don't want any of the Justin Bieber stands coming after me. But
And they are still out there as rabid as ever. Choose your words carefully.
Ooh.
well, I'm already gonna have the Swifties after me after that long back comment.
I do wonder if it's like the vocal ability, is that part of it? Because he couldn't never not sing.
No, he can
Like he
He
can
can
he
absolutely
can
sing.
absolutely
sing.
sing.
Yeah,
He
he can
can, yes,
absolutely
yes,
sing,
I will
right?
give that to him.
I mean, he can sing and he's not ugly, right? Which is a recipe for being able to exist in pop music. I too am surprised at the longevity his career has had, and I'm curious because I did not listen to this album. I'm not going to pretend like I've never heard a song of his that I've enjoyed before, but I definitely wasn't listening to this album, and I kind of like saw his nomination and wondered if this was like a Justin Timberlake, what was it, 2020 experience or something, right? Like he had an album out several years ago that I feel like went double aluminum. Like it just absolutely
Hmm.
went nowhere because his moment had just completely passed. Nobody was checking for him. I listened to like three songs off of it and I was like, they're not offensive, but his moment just came and went. and I don't think anybody is investing in this. And that's also kind of my thing with Justin Bieber, Lord. Um, Whenever I hear his name, it's usually something about he and his wife are arguing.
Mm-hmm.
And but I guess if anybody's saying your name, that means somebody will be streaming your music. So, I mean, maybe it's that, but I don't know. Maybe if we
Yeah, I
were
don't know.
also had been tweens when he first was coming out, he would have been one of those people we would have just grown up with and maybe always given a shot. If Brandy does something, I will listen to it because I am conditioned to listen to her music, and I have been since I was like 12 years old. So maybe that's it. You know, not to compare Justin Bieber to Brandy, but like, but he is probably somebody's Brandy. So,
Had to get a strongly worded letter from the Norwood
Whew.
family.
A cease and desist
I mean, look,
immediately.
Ray J is still out
Yes,
performing. He
yes,
was
he
like
is.
recently, on tour. So there are people who are going to spend their money
It's true.
on stuff,
So,
even in this economy.
Yeah.
so perhaps like this is sort of like a makeup nomination, like sort of like, with the Oscars, like when there's like a
Mm,
venerable actor who
hmm
has never won and they get
hmm
nominated for something random.
I see what you're saying. Or not even a venerable one when it's like Tom Cruise got that nomination
Mm,
because it's like he's made everybody all this money. We should probably just throw a nomination his way. We know he's not going to win, but a maybe it's that. I
it'll be
can live
nice.
with that.
It'll be nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's be nice. Let's be nice.
right. And shouldn't Justin Bieber be able to say Grammy Award nominee Justin Bieber? Like, isn't that a fair thing to say having a 15, 20-year career? Maybe. I don't know. I'm
Sure.
feeling super generous. I got like
You
10 hours of
are. You're
sleep
s-
last
you're
night.
you are being so nice and generous today.
Well, don't get used to it. I'll be back to myself in no time, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, after the first segment, I was just like, I don't know where this is going to go. You're talking about you want to leave the earth. The switch up is crazy. Oh, Lord. Well, shout out to all of the wonderful people, especially the wonderful Black people who are enjoying their nominations. And like I said before, you changed my mind. I'm gonna go into this Grammys with a little bit more positivity and optimism. So thank you. Thank you
Ooh.
both.
Do you think there will be a D'Angelo tribute of
I
some
hope
kind?
so. There better
I s-
be.
and if they do, somebody who knows something, I'm talking directly to the head of the
Hmm.
Recording Academy. Somebody who
Mm-hmm.
knows something should be selecting the singers who are going to do the tribute. That's all I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm mad. Okay.
Okay, now we're back to Matt. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
here we go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see any
Don't
Jennifer
play.
Lopez.
No,
Don't
oh,
play.
please do not. Please do not.
Because here's the thing, I need them to do it right because we don't have the Soul Train Awards anymore,
hmm
Hmm.
and
hmm
like, because that's who would have done it right,
Yes, they would have
most
done it. They would have
likely.
got it right. Yeah.
Yeah. So please, Recording Academy,
Yeah.
don't fuck this up.
Right.
Um, I just feel like true true vocals with the skill and the soul is it, I don't know, has been like lost to a lot of people, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like for all kinds of reasons, I know some people talk about like artist development not being as much of a thing as it used to
hmm
Hmm.
be.
hmm
How we're hearing that. Obviously, like, defunding music programs in
hmm
schools.
Hmm.
hmm
We're definitely seeing that. Um, I don't know if y'all have actually seen the discussion that's been happening in some circles of vocalists and musicians online, arguing about Brandy being the vocal Bible.
Who's
Some
arguing
people have,
about this?
right, I know. Some people have issue with this. Um, some people don't hear it. Other people are like, but there's other vocalists who are just as good or who came before Brandy who are
Name
amazing.
them.
And it's like, we're not saying that they weren't amazing. What we're saying is when you listen to Brandy Norwood, you are getting just the full cornucopia of
Hmm.
vocal
Hmm.
technique,
Hmm.
you know?
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
that's what we're
Mhm.
saying. We're not saying no other good singer exists or that there couldn't have even been somebody who's better than her. But when you're talking about literally studying the voice and all the things the voice can do,
Hmm.
Brandy,
Hmm. That's
Brandy.
which is why she and Monica can continue to be on tour and do what they are
Mm-hmm.
doing because they both keep getting better and better. They have not lost what they were able to do. You hear them now, both of them in their mid 40s,
Mm-hmm.
sounding as good as they've ever sounded on anything that they've ever sung, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you see why both of them got the stamp of approval of Whitney. Like it, so I'm not,
Mhm.
I don't know these conversations of which you speak, Paige. But this is now making me think I need to book this spaceship somewhere a little bit further than the solar system because people are over here playing different levels of games than I thought. I am very dismayed to hear this.
Right, right. And of course,
We're
actual singers have been speaking up to say, okay, y'all are wrong, and here's why.
I mean, yeah, because this is all right.
Oh, and
Okay.
we're back to Matt again.
Oh my God.
We're back to Matt
Mm-mm.
again.
People who've never even listened to music before are clearly the ones out here making these statements. And the thing that I don't like about people who were born after a certain point in time is that they don't have the sense to go back and see what came before when they existed. So then they just speak on things, right? As if the world started sometime around 2016 and like that's all that's ever existed. So if a singer that existed, they don't know, right? These people who have no idea who Rochelle Farrell is, for instance, are out here trying to talk about, oh, they're better singers, and then they're probably going to be like, man, it was Nicki Minaj. Like, I'm not participating in any of these conversations. I'm not doing that. I don't know what's going on.
Well, it's how Justin Bieber gets nominated for Album of the Year in 2025.
I've been thinking a lot about should I be teaching full time? Do you know what I mean? Should I just like go somewhere and teach music full time to address exactly this, right? Because somebody's not doing their job. So maybe I should be doing a different job.
I don't know, Lee. I mean, shout out to friend of the show, Vanessa Rose. We had coffee the other day, and we were actually speaking about just that very thing. That
No,
you are
what
such,
very thing.
that you were an excellent educator,
Oh, well, that was
and that
nice of
you
y'all.
should, perhaps think about going back into that because you are so good at
Oh, no, see, I was getting so ready for y'all to have been talking shit, and like my whole body was bracing for whatever was about to come. And that is not your fault. That is the fault of these people talking shit about Brandy, this Patti LaBelle slander. So I just feel like anybody could be saying anything at any point. Okay, I feel so much, I feel a sense of relief in this
Well,
moment.
you are a very good friend of mine, so why would I be talking shit about you behind your back? I love you and respect you very much. As does Vanessa. And
Oh,
B, if
Jesus.
I were sitting here and talking shit about, you know what? I was talking shit about you the other day, and here's what I was saying.
2025 has been that kind of year though,
Yeah,
so.
no, I get it. I get it. No, I have that paranoia too. Don't worry.
I also think it's because I watch a lot of reality TV and people will be just fine with each other. And then all of a sudden you get to that talking head and it's like,
Hmm.
oh, y'all hate each other. But this is not a reality show.
It's
This
not.
actually is RuPaul's best friend race. So
Aww. And all three of us are co-winners.
Oh.
that makes me Monet and it makes y'all Trinity.
Wait, what? Mm.
Yeah, that's kind of how
Okay.
that works. We could take votes from the audience. I'll bet they'll come down the same way. You know
Hmm.
what? Let's switch that
Bold
because
of you.
actually wouldn't ever wear a pussycat wig. I'd have a lot of hair on. Yeah. So y'all are Monet, and now I'm Bob.
Once
That's
again,
better.
the switch up is crazy.
Right.
I have whiplash. But yes, Lee, to answer your question, you should be teaching the children.
Wow, well then that settles that. I know what I'll be working on this week.
There you go. Well, I think I'm ready for a little bit more pure black joy. What do you all think?
Yes, let's have some.
Ready.
Okay, let's have some. We'll be right back with pure black joy. And we are back, and it is time for Pure Black Joy. This is the part of the show where we talk about all the black people, art, music, food, culture that we are loving this week, that is making us happy. Um, Anybody want to go first?
I think you should go
I can go
first.
first.
Hmm.
I feel like it's been a really exciting year for movies. Talking about nominations, we are in sort of nomination season. And a few weeks ago, the Gotham Awards, which are sort of the first kind of big industry awards, the nominations came out, and we learned that Sinners will be getting an ensemble award, the cast of Sinners.
Yay.
And of course, you know, I am not here for fiction usually, but these two, my two co-host made me watch Sinners a few months ago, and I am all the better for it. I thought it was such a wonderful, wonderful film. I am excited for all of the nominations. I'm sure that it's going to get. But I think particularly, you know, what Ryan Coogler was able to create was just such a masterpiece, and such a huge part of that were the incredible actors that were involved in that film. And so I'm just so excited that they're going to get this special recognition from the Gotham Awards, and I hope that that means that many, 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 many more awards will be coming their way. So
Yay.
shout out to Sinners, and congratulations on this illustrious honor.
I love that.
Mhm.
Yay.
I hope the Academy remembers and no shade to Wicked, but I really hope the Academy remembers in a few months how great a movie Sinners was.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Well,
Lee.
Lee, do you have
Well,
some
I'll
pure black
say
joy?
a little bit. It's not quite PBJ, but just a little bit of acknowledgement. One of my absolute favorite figures from the theater, Yvonne Brewster, died a few weeks ago. Maybe about 2 weeks ago, and I wanted to say something on the show, but we've had so many things that have been competing. If you're not familiar with her work, she was an actress and a theater director. She worked a lot in the UK. But she was Jamaican by birth and is really one of the architects of the modern Caribbean theater. Has done a lot of great work, and I personally appreciate the sort of ways that she modeled a lot of things and was able to tell our stories really authentically. And she will absolutely be missed. And when I become a full-time faculty member, I'll be teaching a course and absolutely featuring her on that. Saying that now so I can write that down later and remember it. But thank you, Miss Brewster.
Thank you, Miss
Oh,
Brewster.
thank you so much.
Well, I think that's going to do it for this
Hmm.
week. Thank you all so much for joining us. As always, if you enjoyed what you heard, or even if you didn't, we could use your engagement. But leave us a review, a nice one. If you didn't like what you heard, you can
Keep it to
don't
yourself,
don't do
honey.
that.
Keep it to
Don't do
yourself,
that. Keep it to
please.
Mm.
yourself.
Yeah.
But leave us a review, 5 stars, tell your friends, hit that subscribe button. All of that helps us out so, so very much. But I think before we go, any words of wisdom, y'all?
Mm. Oh, goodness, there's so many places we could go with
Yeah.
this.
I'm just saying, it's been quite a week.
It's been,
Yeah.
it has really been quite a week. I don't know, maybe a collective, get yourselves together.
Just,
To everybody in the country,
just
maybe.
please get your shit
Hmm.
together.
I mean,
Please help out your
Yeah.
neighbors.
something.
Support your local food shelves or
Yes.
see if you can sponsor somebody's groceries for a little while. Yeah.
We are not doing all that well as a society, and I think it's going to take everybody
No.
stepping up and trying this differently. So,
Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. Well, on that happy note,
mhm.
we will see you in 2 weeks. We will be back with our second foray into Carnival Catwalk. Yes, on
Yay.
Peacock. I'm so excited to see what happens. And I guess it'll be on Black Friday.
Ooh, I love Black
Is
Friday.
when we are when we are recording next. That'll be interesting. But yeah, until then, everybody take it easy. Bye y'all.
See y'all on the other side of the
Bye.
solar system.
Yes. Hitching my ride on the comet expeditiously.